Ever feel like your kids don't respect you anymore? You poured decades into raising them, sacrificing, guiding, loving, only to hear them dismiss your advice or treat you like a burden. It stings, and it's more common than you think after 60. But here's the truth. You don't have to fight or beg for their respect. I'm sharing 6 powerful ways to reclaim your place as a valued figure in their lives without arguments or resentment. These aren't just quick fixes. They're simple shifts rooted in real wisdom that can transform how your kids see you. From small changes in how you carry yourself to building a life that shines on its own, you'll learn how to earn their admiration naturally. Don't miss the last step. It's a game changer that flips the dynamic entirely. Let's connect. If you're ready to feel valued again, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Drop a 1 in the comments if this hits home, or a 0 if it's not your vibe. Your voice matters. Share it now. Action 1. Stop chasing their approval. After years of putting your kids first, it hurts when they dismiss your advice or treat you like an afterthought. Your instinct might be to try harder, say yes to their every request, rearrange your life to fit their schedules, or bite your tongue to keep the peace. But here's the hard truth. The more you chase their approval, the less they respect you. Respect doesn't come from bending over backward. It grows from standing tall in your own worth. After 60, this shift can change how your kids see you, and it starts with you. Take Sarah, a 74-year-old from a small town in Michigan. She was always the rock for her kids, driving them to games, helping with loans, always there with a smile. But as they grew older, she noticed they'd interrupt her stories or brush off her opinions. To keep them close, she'd cancel her plans for their last-minute visits, agree to everything, and stay quiet when they spoke sharply. "I just want us to stay a family," she'd say. But it backfired. Her kids started taking her for granted, seeing her as someone who'd always give in. Sarah was losing her voice, and it dimmed her spirit. Then she made a change. She stopped saying yes when she meant no. When her son asked her to babysit with no notice, she calmly said, "I've got plans, but let's find another time." When her daughter dismissed her advice, Sarah spoke up, sharing her thoughts with quiet confidence. It wasn't easy, but it shifted something. Her kids started listening, noticing her strength. Studies show self-respect breeds respect. People value those who value themselves, even family. Here's how to start: set boundaries. If a request feels unfair, say no. Kindly, but firmly. Share your opinions even if they disagree. Your 40 years of wisdom matter. Prioritize your needs, maybe a 30-minute walk or a coffee with a friend over their last-minute demands. Sarah blocked off Tuesday mornings for her book club, and her kids respected her time more. It's not about pushing them away. It's about showing you're a person, not just a parent. When you stop chasing approval, you teach them your worth isn't up for debate. Ask yourself, am I giving too much to please my kids? Try one small stand today. Say no to something small or voice a thought you've held back. You've earned your place. Let it shine. Action 2. Don't argue, lead by example. When your grown kids dismiss your opinions, talk over you, or treat you with disrespect, it's tempting to fire back, argue, remind them of your sacrifices, demand they listen. But here's the truth. Arguing won't win their respect. It just hands them the power to push your buttons. After 60, you can reclaim their admiration not with words, but with how you carry yourself. Show them what respect looks like through your calm, confident presence, and they'll start to follow your lead. Meet Henry, a 72-year-old from a small town in Oregon. A retired librarian, he once commanded respect in his workplace, but at home, his adult kids treated him like background noise. They'd cut him off mid-sentence or laugh off his advice about fixing their car. At first, Henry argued back, raising his voice to prove his point. But the more he fought, the less they listened, rolling their eyes or brushing him off. It left him frustrated, feeling smaller. Then he tried something new. Instead of sparring, he listened quietly, nodding, then shared his thoughts calmly without needing to win. When they snapped, he stayed steady, refusing to stoop to their level. Slowly, his kids noticed a shift, a man who didn't need to shout to be heard, whose dignity spoke louder than any argument. Why does this work? Respect isn't won through battles. It's earned through how you handle disrespect. Studies show people mirror calm, confident behavior when you stay composed. Others respond in kind. Henry's quiet strength made his kids pause, seeing him as a figure of wisdom, not a pushover. Arguing only fuels tension, but leading by example shifts the dynamic, showing them you're unshaken. How do you do it? When your kids interrupt, pause, then continue speaking with poise. If they dismiss you, respond with a steady, "I hear you, but here's my take." Keep your tone warm but firm. Think a 60-watt glow, not a 100-watt blaze. Walk away from heated moments. Henry would say, "Let's talk later," and step out for a 10-minute walk. Model respect for yourself. Listen to their views, but don't shrink your own. Share stories sparingly, maybe one 5-minute tale weekly, to show your depth without preaching. Your life's wisdom shines through actions, not fights. This pillar's about holding your ground with grace. Ask yourself, do I argue or stay steady when they push back? Try one calm response today. Listen, pause, speak with strength. You've earned their respect. Let's show it. Action 3. Withdraw your emotional dependence. It's natural to crave your kids' love and attention after pouring your heart into raising them. But after 60, leaning too hard on them for your happiness can backfire. When they sense you need their calls or visits to feel valued, it shifts the balance. They might pull away, feeling burdened, and respect fades. The key to earning their admiration is standing strong on your own, emotionally independent. This isn't about loving them less. It's about loving yourself more, showing them you're whole without their constant validation. Take Clara, a 71-year-old from a small town in Colorado. She gave everything to her kids, late-night advice, endless support. But as they built their own lives, she found herself waiting by the phone, hoping for a 5-minute call. When they didn't reach out, she'd call sharing how much she missed them. Instead of drawing them closer, it pushed them away. They saw her calls as a duty, not a joy. Clara felt emptier, less respected. Then she shifted gears. She stopped chasing their attention and started filling her days joining a knitting group for 2 hours weekly, tending her garden, enjoying 10-minute coffee chats with neighbors. Her kids noticed. They called more curious about her vibrant life, respecting her newfound strength. Why does this work? Studies show emotional independence commands respect. When you don't need others to feel complete, they value you more. Clara's kids admired her for living fully, not waiting on them. Dependence creates pressure. Independence inspires awe. You're not cutting them off. You're giving them space to see you as a person, not just a parent. How do you find joy outside your kids? Try a hobby, maybe painting or a 30-minute daily walk. Clara joined a local choir, singing weekly, sparking new friendships. Don't call first every time. Let them reach out. If you're lonely, write a 5-minute journal entry about a happy memory. Connect with others, call a friend for a 10-minute chat. These steps build a life that's yours, not tied to their approval. Your heart's carried you through decades, let it shine on its own. Ask yourself, do I rely on my kids for my happiness? Try one small act today. Join a club, skip a call. You're stronger than you know. Action 4, set boundaries and enforce them. After 60, it's painful when your kids talk over you, dismiss your thoughts, or treat your time like it doesn't matter. You might let it slide, thinking it's not worth the fight. But here's the truth. If you allow disrespect, it grows. Your children will treat you the way you let them. And without clear boundaries, they'll keep crossing the line. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing your kids away. It's about showing them your worth calmly and firmly, so they respect you as the strong person you are. Meet Walter, a 73-year-old from a small town in Texas. A retired accountant, he ran his office with confidence. But at home, his grown kids walked all over him. They'd interrupt his stories, scoff at his advice, or criticize his daily routines like his 7 a.m. coffee ritual. At first, Walter stayed quiet, fearing conflict would drive them away. But each time he let it go, they took him less seriously. He felt invisible. Then he changed his approach. When his daughter cut him off, he said gently, "I'm speaking, let me finish." When his son brushed off his opinion, he replied, "You don't have to agree, but I deserve respect." If they pushed too far, he'd step back, saying, "We'll talk when you're ready to listen." At first they balked, but soon they saw Walter's strength. He valued himself, and they followed suit. Why does this work? Studies show clear boundaries foster respect. People value those who stand firm. Walter's calm insistence shifted the dynamic. His kids started listening, seeing him as a person, not just dad. Boundaries aren't walls. They're guidelines that teach others how to treat you. How do you do it? Decide what's okay and what's not. If interruptions bother you, say, "I'll share" when you're ready to hear. Keep your tone steady like a warm 60-watt light, not harsh. If they disrespect your time, like demanding last-minute favors, say, "I've got plans, let's schedule it." Enforce it, skip a call, or visit if they cross the line. Walter blocked off 2 hours weekly for himself, and his kids respected it more. Be consistent. One firm boundary, like a 5-minute talk limit when they're rude, sets the tone. Your life's wisdom deserves respect. Claim it. Ask yourself, am I letting disrespect slide? Try one boundary today. Say no to an unfair request. You've earned your voice. Let it be heard. Action 5. Stop giving without appreciation. As a parent, it's natural to give your kids everything: your time, energy, even money, hoping they'll cherish it. But after 60, if your generosity goes unacknowledged, it can erode their respect. When you keep giving without thanks, you don't build love. You create entitlement. They stop seeing your kindness as a gift and start expecting it, taking you for granted. To regain their respect, you need to show them your efforts have value, and that starts with pulling back when your giving isn't valued. Meet Ellen, a 70-year-old from a small town in Arizona. She was always there for her kids, cooking 3-hour holiday dinners, babysitting last minute, even slipping them $200 for bills. But instead of gratitude, they'd complain if dinner wasn't perfect, or ask for more cash without a thank you. When Ellen needed help with a 30-minute errand, they were too busy. It hurt. She felt like a doormat. Then she made a shift. She stopped offering help unless asked, and only gave when they showed appreciation. When her son expected a free ride, she said, "I can help, but let's talk about how it works for both of us." At first, they pushed back, but soon they valued her time, thanking her for smaller gestures like a 10-minute phone call. Why does this work? Studies show unappreciated giving breeds resentment, while conditional kindness fosters respect. Ellen's kids started seeing her efforts as special, not guaranteed. When you give endlessly, you teach them your worth is low stop, and they rethink your value. How do you start notice when your giving goes unnoticed? If you're always hosting cutback, try a potluck instead of a 4-hour meal prep. Say no to favors that feel one-sided. Ellen declined a last-minute babysitting gig, suggesting, "Let's plan ahead next time." Offer help only when they ask respectfully, and expect a thank you, even a quick text. If they don't appreciate a 20-minute drive, pause future favors for a week. Your kindness is a treasure. Share it with those who see its worth. Ask yourself, am I giving more than I'm valued for? Try one pause today. Skip an unasked favor or ask for thanks. You've poured years into your kids. Let them see your gifts shine. Action 6. Build a life outside of them. After 60, it's easy to make your kids the center of your world. You've poured decades into their lives after all. But when your happiness hinges on their calls or visits, they might start seeing you as someone with nothing else going on, and respect can fade. To earn their admiration, show them you're living fully with passions and connections that don't revolve around them. A vibrant life of your own isn't just fulfilling, it's a powerful way to command respect. Meet Grace, a 77-year-old widow from a small town in Virginia. After her husband passed, she leaned hard on her kids, calling daily, offering advice they didn't ask for, hoping to stay close. But it backfired. They visited less. Their calls grew short, and Grace felt like a burden. She was lonely, waiting for them to fill her days. Then she took a bold step. She joined a local painting class, spending 2 hours weekly splashing colors on canvas. She volunteered at a community garden tending plants for 3 hours a month. She even took short trips with a friend, exploring nearby towns for a day. Her kids noticed, intrigued by her stories. They called more admiring her spark. Grace wasn't just their mom anymore. She was a woman with a full life. Why does this work? Studies show people respect those with purpose and independence. When you're not clinging to them, they value you more. Grace's kids saw her as strong, not needy, shifting their view. A life outside them shows you're more than a parent. You're a person with depth. How do you build it? Start small. Try a hobby, maybe knitting for 30 minutes daily, or joining a book club meeting weekly for an hour. Volunteer at a local shelter, even 2 hours monthly, to connect with others. Grace started with a 10-minute chat at a coffee shop, sparking new friendships. Explore something new, try a cooking class, or a 15-minute daily walk with a neighbor. Don't wait for your kids' attention. Fill your days with joy. These steps show them you're thriving, not just existing. Your life's richness is your strength. Ask yourself, do my kids see me living fully? Try one new activity today. A class, a call to a friend. You've got stories to live, let them shine. Final thoughts. When your kids stop respecting you, it hurts, but you don't have to beg for their regard. These 6 actions, stopping the chase for approval, leading with calm example, easing emotional dependence, setting firm boundaries, giving only when valued, and building a vibrant life aren't just fixes. They're ways to reclaim your worth. You've spent decades guiding them. Now show them your strength by living fully, not leaning on their validation. Try one shift today. Say no to an unfair request. Join a 10-minute coffee chat with a friend, or share a thought with confidence. Each step shows your kids you're not just their parent, you're a person who commands respect through grace and purpose. Your wisdom is your power. Let it shine. Reflect on this, which action feels right for you. Share one idea you'll try in the comments below. It inspires us all. Hit subscribe and ring the bell for more ways to thrive after 60. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.